Hi, this is Deb Preachuk from Pain Free Posture, Minnesota. Today I'm bringing to you a series called Reclaiming the Feet. I learned this fascial release and tissue health series from a physical therapist in Australia. His name is Kit Lachlan. And another therapy provider that I highly admire is Dr. Kelly Starrett of Mobility WOD, and he's also taught it. So I'm not inventing anything new here. I am just simply resharing the good information. So to work on the tissue health of your feet, ideally we want to also incorporate good hip mobility. So I'd like you to work on sitting like this. Now, if that just makes you internally cringe right away, there's absolutely no way you're going to be able to cross your ankle on the outside edge of your hip and be able to sit like this comfortably for about 3 to 5 minutes. Then incorporate a prop of some sort. You can get a yoga block, you can get a small stool. You may need that if it's very, very tight. But do the best that you can to elevate your hips so that you can cross at least one leg up and over like this, okay? And your bottom leg can be fully extended, and then over time, maybe you can sit with your hips elevated and folded in. So from that point forward, get yourself set up. You're going to cup with your opposing hand and come across the bottom of the foot, and you may need to use your top hand to work, and you're going to get in between each of the toes all the way down into that toe bed, finger bed junction. And you're going to have to help out and kind of pull them apart. Now, if you feel like you're ripping and tearing, respect your body. You might have to go a little less, and then over time, work all your way down. From that point forward, I like to give a little bit of support to the arch. Notice I'm not pushing down on the ankle itself. And I'm just going to give a little support and begin mobilizing your ankle. I'd say, anywhere from about 8 to 10 passes or so. You're not going to spend a ton of time here. And then work on rotating that arch. Now you're going to get more movement going away from the center of the body and a little less going this, but they're both important, okay? Work that and try it in different ranges of ankle range of motion. Accumulate about a minute worth of time there, and then move on to the next exercise. So you're going to take your fingertips out. I like to support right in between the edges of the two small bones, and you want to work on pulling apart. So I've had some of my students say a V, ideally the shape of the capital letter L, and just give a pull a couple of times and then move your way down. You feel restriction, that's your body's cue to breathe deeply. Again, I don't want you pulling so hard that you feel that you are ripping or tearing anything, so respect your body. Work your way all the way down, work your way all the way back up. Going into the third exercise, now we're going to do a seesaw or a push and a pull. I would stabilize in the same way, and you're reaching forward and backward, and I would do 2 to 3 of each. Same rules as the previous one, 2 to 3 each, all the way down, all the way up. You feel those tight corners of restriction, breathe deeply. Your fourth exercise is now to repeat the seesaw, and you're going to add a little bit of a twist. Think of it like you're wringing out a wet towel, but again, be careful of the tissues. So I'm going to do the push, pull concept, and then I'm going to just turn the toes slightly away from one another, other direction, and twist and turn, okay? All the way down, all the way back up. Once you've got that completed, now you're going to take your thumbs, and we're specifically working in the midsection line of the ball of the foot, anywhere into here. It's going to be different for every single person, and it can even be different day to day. So take your thumbs, work your way in, feel around for any tight, restricted corners. You can massage, but you can also, again, do that ankle forefoot wrapping, okay? You can flex and extend with it. Give a little bit of applied pressure. All right, so after we've done the arch of the foot manipulation, then we want to go and do 2 very specific stretches. The first one is to really work on the toe bed, and my suggestion for you is to plant your foot flat and then lift the heel up as high as possible. Pay attention to your heel because a lot of people will roll out of the demand, so look for your heel to be center over the second and third toe as best as you're able to. And then you want to go ahead and bring your front knee down so your heel is as high as possible. You'll have to step forward with your other foot. The challenge from there is to kind of creep the knee forward and really get up onto that toe bed arch, and then work on pressing your heel down. Now, I'm making it look probably pretty easy, but I'm just going to tell you that right now I'm internally going, my breath is about to leave me. So I have to really focus in on my breath, and over time, as I get more functional here, I'm going to work on bringing my shoulders vertical in alignment with my hip, and right now I'm not able to do that. I'm barely hanging on as we speak right now. So work into about 45 seconds. I would repeat that a second time as best as you're able to, and then you're going to transition out of that, and I would just say roll out. And your last exercise is now to fold the leg back. Now I want you to watch what I'm doing with my foot here. I'm not rolling it in, and I'm certainly not going to turn the foot out of the demand. So I want to get my hips down and kind of pull my calf musculature out. Try to get the top of the foot flush down with the floor. Now you've got to take what your body will give, so you might need to prop yourself up here. Once you're in this position, organize your spine as best as possible. Grab a hold of the knee. You may want to put your hand down on the floor or on a prop. Take a big breath in. And then you're going to work on pulling that knee up. And you will roll away slightly. But you're going to draw up and try to draw towards the tops of the toes. And you can manipulate the hip in and out. It's going to be just like that last exercise. Take what the body can give. Now, I've taught this to some students and they've struggled in this position. So you can start that function by bringing yourself up and simply finding something to brace yourself against, or to stabilize is a better word. And you can work on just getting the top of that arch directly back to find your balance, okay? And then just lower your